I'm working on a project, and I would love for you to join me.
Alright. We're back. I was going to... Alright, so, quick update. I was going to... What was the plan? I was going to do a live stream on YouTube, which I probably will try on Facebook on another time, but I was going to try and do a live stream for YouTube, and then that will be next month, or this month. That would have been this month's Making Magus, and I would have just released it then. And if you had caught it this month to watch it, then you would have just had that option. But turns out you need extra software, and I don't have it. I do have a new camera though, because the old one, the old one was a waste of money. Is what it was. It ended up being, what was the issue with it? I think the driver was outdated and there was no update for the driver, so it just became useless. I turned it on and the screen was all white. Looked online, everybody had the same suggestions, and none of them worked, so I don't know. Just ended up not doing anything with it. Why is this one? This is the frame I need. Yet I can't click on it. Why is it not available? But this one is? What the heck? Bruh, we already got an issue. Come on. Can't never just start working, man. I was just using this earlier. Why is it duplicated for some reason? Alright, let's see if we can fix it. It's not supposed to be in a folder here. And I don't quite know why it got turned into a folder, but it should be like that. This folder is empty and trash, so let's just delete that. And now we can get back to what we were doing, I think. Yep, there it is. Okay, so last we left off, a lot has been done. Getting pretty close to finishing this flashback sequence. I'll be glad when it's over because I got new plans for the next few shots, or the next shot at least. At least I think I know what the next shot is, but I have to look it up. I'm eager to get to the next one because I've been working on this one for months now, and kind of tired of looking at it, even though it's a few shots in it that look pretty nice. Right now I'm doing the shadow. It looks like highlights, but the method I've chosen to do is technically shadow. So basically, this is the original layer, and then this one here is a duplicate layer, and I put it to multiply so that it turns everything dark, and then I just go frame by frame all over again to do the, I just erase the parts that I don't need. And that's basically it for this. Kind of where I'm at right now with the shadow. It's actually a pretty easy method to do, and I wish I'd have thought of it before. Like I've looked into it, and turns out I was gonna do it at one point and then didn't do it for something else, and then just remembered it for this. Luckily remembered it in decent time, because if I would have waited too long, I might have ended up doing the shadow separately, like a different way, and would have been pissed about it. But yeah, I remembered this because I learned it from somebody. See, that's my issue. I can never remember people's names. But I learned it from another animator, and it was a pretty decent idea, I thought. The only issue I have with it is you can't use the onion skin for it, so I can't see what the previous frame looks like. And because of that, I can't make them line up. So when I play it back, the what's it called? Not the shadows, but the highlights. The highlight layer, or they're highlights because of the way it looks, but they're technically just the layer under it. I'm just erasing the top layer, but they end up looking like highlights. But anyway, because of that, you can't see what the previous one looks like, so they flicker and move around, which, I mean, normally I'd make a big deal about it, but I'm just gonna embrace it. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. On the next one though, I may do something different as far as shadowing goes. Since this is the flashback sequence, it doesn't have to look exactly like the main, which at this current time it doesn't really look. I mean, it'll look a little bit like it. I thought about putting a filter over it. That might be useful. I don't know yet. Just to make it look different. Maybe give it like a little glossy flashback type of thing. Filter. We'll see. As far as this goes, it's a faster method for shadowing because basically all the parts that need to be shadowed are already shadowed, and I'm just revealing the part that I've already done by erasing a little bit. So it ends up working. I actually don't really need to do that either because it is visible. I'm gonna have to go through again to go over the foreground stuff. Yeah, I got multiple layers for this stuff, so some of it's on the foreground, and I didn't get a shadow for it. I'm gonna duplicate a layer and do that. One of the things I really like about this character, so the guy that I'm working on right now, this is the main villain of the story. His name is the Crow, or his name is actually Adderus, but he's got a reputation. Well, he got his name because of his hair, and something else that he does too, but his hair, because his hair, if I could draw it and make it look like it really supposed to, which I can't do, but you got your imagination, so you just deal with what you can do. His hair is the color of raven's feathers, or a crow's feathers. So it's kind of like, it looks black, but it has like a reddish, purplish tint to it when light reflects on it. That's mostly why he got his name, just because of that. And his eyes, he has like the color of his eyes, especially when he comes back. That's me spoiling stuff. Don't listen to that part. But As oh wait, did I do that? No, I didn't think so. All right, so I don't want. This is kind of the reason I don't really talk about the characters too much, because I'll start spilling stuff. He's the villain. That's pretty well established. I don't like that. Let's see. What else? There's not much else to tell about him because I kind of want it to be revealed. What I will say though, I need to find a happy medium between doing this style of shading and maybe one that I can make it more neat. I don't know, or maybe I will just embrace the chaotic light flickering of the shadows. On some frames it looks really good because the people are actually moving, but not frames with like the shot, like a person breathing is noticeable with the shadows moving, but other shots where they're not, kind of like this one, they look weird to say the least. But I mean, I'll figure it out. I'll find out another method. Just won't be now because I just got the chance to test this and I actually like it. I just wish I could make it neat, you know. I haven't tested something out. I don't want to do too much movement over here because every time I do, the the recording stops and then I have to start it back up. So I don't know what that's all about. And that might have been an issue for the previous version before I did an update, but I don't really want to test it. I'll just figure it out later. But the model of everything, figuring out later. Okay, so revealing a lot, but it's gonna look better in real time. So right now you're just watching it frame by frame, real slow. But when it plays back, it'll hopefully look better. And one thing I do have to do though, I have to figure out a good source for audio files, because I use, what's the name of that site? I don't remember what it's called. It's like Audio Gator or something like that, but just for random sound effects. And they don't have a large enough selection, but that's just where I use them to get like free ones. I think that's what it's called. Sound Gator? Maybe that's what it is. Since my memory is so bad, I just saved it in my bookmarks, but I have to go through another time for foreground layer characters, and then I have to go through again for special effects. I've already went through once for the shadow, the ground shadow, so I have to figure out. I think when I do the duplicate for that, it'll be a lot easier though for the effects. But other than that, I mean, all the color for everything else is done. Closing in on the finish line, and then we can get back to the regular story. Because that was going just fine. Then I did a little pre-production mess up and ended up doing this long flashback sequence all in one go, which in hindsight hurt the process a little bit, mostly because it not only because it's taking so much time to do, but I think I probably could have got better animation out of it had I broke it into little parts. I had no idea that was so messed up. I didn't zoom in when I was filling that in, and because of the distance, I don't really care. But yeah, so yeah, for future stuff, hopefully if I can keep the thought process going, I'll have to remember to not do the full sequences like this. I should not have done this whole flashback like this, especially since I have to edit it and cut it into little pieces anyway. It was just not a good move. Oh, he's on a foreground layer? Alright. Okay, well I know he's not, because he's not that dark. So let me see, let's see. I wonder. I got it. I know what I want to do. Trying to figure that out. It's a lot easier to just do this. And let's see. Given the distance, might not even be that bright, but yeah. Let's see. His back is towards the moon. I'm trying to figure out like the layout of the entire location. So his back will be illuminated. And then his front, because of the flames, okay, we can probably yeah, that might be alright. I'm clearly not the greatest when it comes to lighting a scene, but not terrible. I don't think. Be alright. And get this leg. Let's try to remember that for the next one, so I won't be able to see it. But I think that'll do. Let me get in here a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Alright. So this is how I've been having to do the backgrounds. I mean, not the backgrounds, the different layers, the different shots. Just have to eyeball it and kind of try to mimic, which definitely does not turn out the same. Then I also have to keep in mind the fact that he's moving, So the light will change. It's just like, how drastic will it change? Get that wrong. Now, I could have put a little more effort into the lighting for his hand there. But, again, I don't really care that much about it. If you see this shot in real time, even though this is probably one of I think maybe my favorite of the shots, this shot right here is not long at all. Messed up. Alright. And let's take that off and just start from here. Did I get that one? Did not. Okay. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite shots. The fire turned out really good, and I was nervous about it too. I was like, I don't think that's gonna come out looking good. Let me... But once I started going for it, I was like, ooh, I know exactly how I want it, and it started working out fine. Now, here's the big issue with it though. I don't know if I can duplicate that. So I don't have a definitive style for the different elements. Well, I think I pretty much got the earth down, but as far as other elements go, like, I haven't even tapped into the water yet, although, spoiler, sort of, there will be water fighting in this episode. It's not what it's called. It's not called water fighting, but they'll be fighting with water, so I mean, I guess you can call it that. Alright, this episode introduces a new character, which I can't wait for you guys to see that. I actually can't wait for you guys to see the whole thing. This thing just... The big issue about seeing it, unfortunately, in order for me to kind of stay ahead on things, I will have to release the episodes kind of after, let's say they're done. Well, I don't want to say they're done, because that, you know how long that's gonna take. But let's see. For instance, I want to release the first 3 episodes for free. Maybe all of them for free, but I'm thinking the first 3 will definitely be free. If I make the website, which I'm not sure if I want to do, then, you know, then that's what'll happen. I'll make the website. But I have 2 different plans And that's kind of why I'm on the fence about how I want to pull this off. So the first 3 episodes will determine how I do the other stuff. So if it gets a good reception, then we'll go the nice route where I don't have to make the website. Although I do want to make the website. I don't know. I'm on the fence about a whole lot of things. So, right now, my whole priority is I just want to do this animation. Because it's been in my head for so long. It's been in the works for so long. And I'm tired of sitting on the idea. So I decided to just start doing it. Kind of get tired of just zoom in for this. I'm tired of always coming up with ideas and never doing nothing with them. Well, I tell you, there are so many that I have. There'll be content. The fact that the problem is I am just one person, so it's gonna take a long time, but if the plan, the strategy that I have works out, there are plans, can't just go in blind. If everything works out as it's expected, most of the time it usually don't, but if it does, I'll be able to speed up the process for all of this. I don't know if I want that to be on there. Okay. Yeah, maybe. I'll be able to speed the process up. I'll be able to produce more, not just speed up the process for this, but other ideas that I have that need to survive, need to live. I don't know. I think if I do all the other projects too, I probably will do the website. Probably better to do the website. Maybe I'll do both. I don't know. We'll see. I think that covers that one. I don't know if I want to. I mean, these people in the picture right now are not well-known characters. I mean, none of them technically are because the show hasn't been released, but in the show, those characters, these characters that are on the screen right now, they are in a flashback. You won't see them later. Just place fillers. Oh wait. I think we can do that, and let's see. Think about it. I'm not going that far back, so maybe I'll just minimize. That light that's on his face was actually supposed to be from that flame. So the flame's gone. That light is not from the flame. It's from the moon. Ambient light. Trying to think, should I add any more light? I mean, technically, this one right here, you shouldn't even have as much as you do. one frame will survive. The compromising I have to do when you see an issue and you just gotta go with it anyway, just because I've been doing this for so long. Dang it. But the worst part when you do that, that's why it's okay to pick the pen up sometimes. Let me think. So if it's beaming through there, then the other arm may have some light on it. Probably not that much though, but yeah, seems about right. Let's see, his chest. This is basically all I'll be doing for this part. I just gotta track down all the spots that would have some light on it. Double check some stuff. Like this. That arm wouldn't, but here it might. It's weird, like, I mean, it's not weird per se. It's a lot of work for some stuff that won't even be recognized for the most part. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, dang, he really went in with the light. I mean, they might. Some people critique things. I'll definitely do some early screening to some animators and see if they like what they see. They got some suggestions. What did I do with the first episode? I think I have it scheduled to be released. Or I think I just uploaded it. It's still hidden, but it's not available to see right now. Let's see. Oops. How that happened, but yeah, it turned out pretty cool. Ain't mad at that. Let's look back here. Oh, didn't realize. Okay. Actually pretty good. I got bit by a mosquito the other day. I haven't been bitten by a mosquito in a really long time. And now I can't catch him. I just seen him fly past my face, so that's why I know he's still alive. But I was chasing him around earlier today. Failing. at disposing of him, but yeah, I will get him. Probably not before he bite me a couple more times though. So much easier. I can't even tell you how much easier this shadow method is. The only thing I don't like about it, and it is something that is pretty cool about it, and that's a Clip Studio thing, not necessarily this, but what I don't like about it is having to go through each frame. Now, if I planned out my shots a little better, some of the ones that are duplicates, which I did do on some, but when it's like a duplicate of another frame, had I just used the Clip Studio duplicate method that they have on here, to where you could just repeat the frame or find the frame and repeat it pretty easily. If I'd have used that, then some of this would be a lot easier. It's like the feature that they have for that is kind of like you're able to just copy the previous frame really easy. I don't know. I can't even explain it because, you know, terminology. I don't be remembering the terminology for all the stuff, but I don't know. It's just it makes things a lot easier. I just wish I could use it more often. It's probably a little more easier to use for like what's that other animation style? If I was using tweens to animate, it'd be a lot more useful, I imagine. But when I'm doing 2D hand-drawn animation, I don't use the previous frame that often, because I mean, I do, but I don't at the same time. So like, for instance, this frame, this shot here, and this shot here, they're pretty much the same. I did copy it, and then I just erased certain parts and reconfigured it so that it makes movement. But for the most part, you're redrawing a lot of stuff. Only get to duplicate, copy previous frames rarely. The thing I've noticed is when I actually do not redraw, but if I draw a new frame instead of duplicating the previous one, it tends to look better. So I think I mentioned that in the other video, but yeah, it looks better because it looks like the movement is happening. It's not like cutouts being moved around. Think South Park characters as opposed to Avatar characters. The movement is different because it's being redrawn. Alright, let me just double check some stuff before I move on. Alright. I think we got that one. Okay, so go to the next one. Going through so much. It's going a lot faster than that other than the other video. And also, I believe I have the audio correct. I tested it a couple of times, but you never know. And if that be the case, we have the same situation as last time. I don't think we will though. Looking at his skin, he has very pale skin. think that's alright. Greenish tint to it. Just an art choice. No real significance. Helps him stand out when I'm making him the center of things. Let's see. Look odd. Still looks odd, but I think that'll work better. Or maybe just I'm trying to figure out how to maneuver around curves and stuff. Oh, too far over. I think if the light's that far over on his chest, then it needs to be that far over on his face. Or similar. Won't be there. Probably barely touching here. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let me back up a little bit just to see. It looked like the sun is directly, the moon is directly on top of them, but it's just supposed to be a good little light spill, so I don't know. A lot of this would be lit up too, I think. Maybe catch a little bit of edge of that. That's covered, maybe a little bit of the shoe. Some of this stuff, like hit the white on his, you can't even tell for the most part that is even shadow. You could tell on certain parts, like here, even though you still gotta be really close, but I don't know, just gotta do it anyway. Now, the moon being that low, I think I'm gonna adjust this to be a better light. Got to wrap it up, almost done here, so try to get as much more done as possible. Curve that, curve that. That looked real nice. I don't know if you guys can see that on there, but curve that out. Actually looked pretty good. Trying to decide on if I want to start the light spill over here or wait until he turns more. Let's see what the next frame looks like. Oh, that's drastic. Okay. We can wait. Maybe start a little bit on his arm. Yeah, I think that's catch the back of his heel. and start working on him. So we gotta go back. Like trying to match it up as much as possible. What the heck? Trevor. Moved over too far. What are you gonna do? Do it over. Alright, let's see. Kinda worked, whatever. Let's see what the other part look like. Okay. Too much. There we go. Too much. Too much still. And shoot. Alright. I think we got that one. Sorta. And that's what I'm talking about though. The light flickering from spot to spot. And it's alright. It's just really noticeable to me because I'm working on it. And it will be noticeable in real time when it's playing, but right now I'm just not gonna fixate on it. Because I'm currently putting way more effort into shadowing than I see in a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, because they do put a little work into their shadows, but in a lot of anime and stuff, not doing the minimum like I should be doing is what I'm saying. Curves that around. Oh, too much curve. Too much. Right. Should be some here. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I actually feel like this would be more exposed. So let's just. Hard to get alright. You know what I realized when I was watching the last video back? I realized that I didn't put music on there, and I still don't know if it was a conscious decision or did I just forget. Because I feel like I intended to put music and probably just had the thought that maybe not this one, but we'll test it and see. If you guys watch the videos, I understand that they're super long, so they might not hold your attention very long. But if you watch them and you feel like maybe you could use a little bit of music, I'll put some in. It's not like I'm teaching anything, so music might not be too bad, especially for the moments when I'm not actually saying anything. Like I said, at least I think I said in the other video, I'm only doing these kind of as a documentary style type of thing to, you know, log the work, the progress. So later, if you want to watch them, if you actually like the series, and then you see these, you're like, oh man, so that's how he did that. That's how he did that. You know, just to have like a little behind the scenes. I mean, most of the stuff I learned from animating, I learned from other people. So if you learn it from my videos, cool, glad you could. But like I said, I'm not teaching because I'm still a beginner myself, so I ain't really in a position to teach anybody. However, I do know some of the things I need, which once I can, I will be hiring people to speed this process up, like I said, because I personally feel that got something big here, and just requires a team that I don't have. So goal is to, with this, show that there is product, there is something that is being done. And I mean, whether you want to help or not, it's gonna get made. It's just how fast is it gonna get made, that's all. Dang, that came out pretty nice. That didn't. I don't like the way that turned out, but oh, I'll skip over this. How the heck did I do that? Did I do it on that one? Yeah, I did. Alright. Way too much. Alright. This will, let's see, this will probably be the last one. Because we're coming up on an hour. I only record these for an hour. So, just so you can see an update on where I'm at. Currently, just doing the shadows, which is technically the last part, but I have to do 2 more shadow passes. Then I can render it out and edit it. Will I be editing this yet? I don't know. I can render it out as a whole. I'll edit it later when I piece the whole thing together. But we're just gonna finish up this guy. Just if anybody cares or wanted to know, these guys, they don't have names. I didn't give them names. But if you like their designs, feel free to give them a name. It's up. I mean, you can. It's not like like I said earlier, spoiler alert, they won't be around later, so it kind of doesn't matter. Which is why I didn't give them names. But hey, if you like the design, like I said, you can give them a name. I'll add it to my wiki. Mention them or something. Coming up on the last little few bits. 5 minutes ago. Alright. I think that's it for that. See what I'm saying? Like the body flicker, the light flickering. But anyway, going to end it there. Oh man, might end it all together there. Just go to sleep, but I think I'm gonna try to do some more. Finish out these next few frames, which is like here to that shot, but I'll finish those off. Probably call it a night. But yeah, if you're an animator, beginner animator, or a professional, a veteran, leave a comment. Let me know your opinions. You know, if you got information that you want to reveal, maybe some tips and tricks, I'd like to hear them. If you're a beginner and you are just getting into animation and you're curious about anything I've done or seen or you see in the video, leave a comment. I have no problem replying. And also, nah, you know what? I'll ask about that later. But also, don't forget to like. Those help. Subscribe, that's even more helpful, especially because you'll see when the finished product goes up. It's not gonna be soon, but you will be able to be the first of a few people to see it. Especially if you hit that bell notification. You'll also get these videos when they come up. So far as schedule wise, these videos are only once a month. I don't think I'll do them as frequent. I think they'll just stay once a month because I have a couple other things I'm trying to do, and I need to keep everything scheduled and balanced the way it is. I'm also trying to squeeze in time for something else, which keeps getting put on the back burner. Mostly because of this. I've been trying to finish this sequence, this flashback sequence, for so long that I put another project on sort of hold, which is also a monthly project, but that's got nothing to do with this project here. But as far as Magus goes, this is the second episode, not just the second episode of making Magus, but the second episode that I'm working on. And it's still pretty early in the episode, but this sequence took as long as it did because of the way I shot it. So the other ones hopefully won't take as long. I have to gotta plan around that fight. The other fight, not these, but I gotta plan around the other fight. It's supposed to be another lengthy one, but I think I might be able to do a pretty good job of speeding at least a little faster through it. So yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.